Hello, everyone, and welcome back to your favorite podcast. I'm Erin.
And I'm Trisha.
The rumors are true, you guys. I am wearing the ugliest outfit in North America. I have to address it. I bought this outfit and I don't feel like going through the return process because it wasn't that expensive. So I'm like, you know what? I might as well just wear it and I'm going to make it work. So don't judge me, please.
Everything is relative, though, you know. Everyone has a different style.
That is such a good point.
I was very humbled. This weekend is Memorial Day weekend. Happy summer, everybody.
Oh, yeah, this past weekend.
We spent this weekend at the beach, and Rebecca and I had a little girly shopping spree day. And when I say I was humbled, my style was put in its place.
I liked your haul.
Thank you, Rebecca. That was my haul with Rebecca, putting a hard no on certain things.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
I am lucky to have friends like Rebecca, though. I have a very specific type of style, I think, that a lot of people, especially in our area, don't have.
I agree.
Last summer down the shore, we got back from the beach and Callie looked at me and was like, Erin, you're very coastal grandmother. And I had no idea what that meant. I genuinely was just kind of smiled and nodded at her. I was like, yeah, okay. And now that's a style that's happening right now. And I'm like, I'm going to embrace this because I'm here for it. This is me.
This is me.
So I did a little coastal grandmother haul. There were a couple things that I pulled off the rack and Rebecca was like, hard no. Apparently skinny jeans are just out.
They're not it anymore.
They're not it. I didn't know. I was humbled, but I needed it. Rebecca and I compromised on a few things, like white jeans that were not too baggy, but also not too tight. So I'm getting put in my place with style recommendations. I have yet to wear what you're wearing currently.
I was just going to say, would you wear this?
Is that navy or black on there?
It's black.
No, I wouldn't wear it.
You guys, do you like my outfit? Please tell me yes.
I'm sure someone likes it, so it's not that hideous. You just have to have the artistic eye. You would hate most things that I wear.
I was thinking I would do a challenge where I try to style this outfit and then wear it out into the real world and do my best to make it look good. Because I was like, maybe if I wore it with cool shoes and some sort of jacket, I don't know. I think it's heinous, but I'm trying to make it work because I feel like that's more fun than returning it.
It just looks like pajamas.
It does look like pajamas. I thought it was going to be a button-up shirt. I don't remember what it looked like on the site. Okay, I'm going to tell one story and then we'll get into the meat and potatoes. I saw this jacket. It was so cool. I have an addiction to jackets and I can't stop buying them. So I see this really cool jacket on all these different sites, but then I see it for half the price on this one weird random site that had no reviews, no social media.
Big mistake.
Yeah, I was like, okay, this is weird, but the jacket's half the price and I can pay with PayPal. So I'm like, I feel like I can take the chance. And then I happened to see this outfit and of course it looked so good on the model, who probably would look good in anything. And I thought it was a button up. So I was like, oh, that's one of those cool loungewear sets that the girls are wearing now. I also didn't think the ankles were cuffed. And then I was like, oh, it's not that expensive. I'll just add it to my cart, whatever. This plus the price of the jacket was still less than the price of the jacket on any other site. So I'm like, YOLO, I'll try it. So then I buy it, place the order, and then I get an email that says I never paid for my order. So I'm like, oh, here's the scam. It's starting. And then I was like, no, here's the invoice. I did pay it. And she said, oh, yeah, you did pay it.
Oh, my God.
And I was like, okay. And then it shipped to me finally after 2 weeks. And then I get updates from the United States Postal Service that it was delivered to an address near my address, but then forwarded somewhere else. So I was like, oh, this is the scam. She's forwarding it back to herself, maybe. And then I contact the USPS. They're like, oh, it was a mistake. Anyway, I was still convinced it was a scam. And then finally it arrived, but then I got another invoice from her. But then 2 minutes later, it got canceled. A different email was like, your invoice is canceled. So I think this is just a girl starting a business and she's just doing her best. But you know
you're
what?
Shitting on her clothing.
But the jacket was amazing. You know what? I can't lie. This outfit is not the best. Okay, she's doing her best, but this outfit is just maybe not it. The jacket slays. So I'm happy with the jackets. That's why I don't really want to return this because I'm like, you know what? She's working hard. It's okay. I go back to the website to see what this outfit was supposed to look like. The entire website is different. It's rebranded. None of the same products. The jacket is no longer on it. I don't know what's going on with her, but you know what? I got the jacket.
Wow.
I know that was such an interesting story. Should we now talk about our topic for the day?
Yes.
Should we clarify that we were kidding? My name is actually Kelly and your name is actually Rebecca.
And this is actually Stop the Internet, the podcast.
Did I say that?
No, you never do anymore.
Really? I never do?
Rarely.
Okay, guys, the podcast is called Stop the Internet Podcast. Today we're talking about vacations because we're in the summer mood.
We're in a silly, goofy summer mood. It's the start of summer in the United States. Memorial Day weekend is like the unofficial start to summer. Anyone who's anyone in the Philadelphia area spends their summers at the New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland shore. We don't say we go to the beach. We say we go down the shore. Apparently that's a Philly thing. I did not know that until I was older. So we say down the shore a lot. Kelly and I have a beach house together that we love to bring our friends to, and we just love our summer vibes. It's so fun.
Okay, let's get into it. Am I the asshole for commenting to a hotel guest making a second waffle when there was clearly a line of hungry travelers behind her? I feel like this would be relevant for us because we love a continental breakfast.
We do.
They're so good.
Awful. Yeah.
I was staying at a hotel in Chicago last month with my children, male 22, female 18, and the place offered free breakfast for guests. They had the usual cereal, juice, coffee, yogurt, and fruit setup. They also had one waffle maker that made one waffle at a time. It was in a smallish room on the 6th floor with about 20 or more people in there. I was hungry but waited patiently in line as each waffle cycle takes 3 minutes. There was a youngish adult woman ahead of me, and just as she finished removing her waffle and I started to step forward, she poured the batter for a second waffle, I'm guessing for a friend back at the room. 3 more minutes of standing there as the table started filling up. I said loudly something like, "A second waffle?" I didn't realize we were doing that. Another one? She didn't respond. I let out a sigh and sat down at a table to eat my non-waffle other breakfast food. When she was done, a nice guy who had been behind me tapped me on the shoulder and said I could go ahead and make mine. I thanked him and did just that. Then I thanked him again as I was leaving. Am I the asshole for saying something and not just waiting, or should she have made one waffle and got in the back of the line for the second one? What if she decided to make waffles for 2 more friends? That's 6 more minutes for everyone standing there. Typing this out, I realized this is one of the most minor situations I've seen here. Yet I'm still thinking about it, so here we are.
Okay, first of all, this sounds like a hotel's problem because there's always at least 2 waffle makers.
Well, they said only 20 people. I'm like, that's not that many.
Also, like, maybe she just was hungry for 2 waffles.
Yeah, I know. Like, why do we have to like dig into the probably for somebody back in her room?
Like, and then to say, what if she had 4 more friends, 8 more friends? What if the whole wedding party was staying here?
Yeah, like why are we?
She made 2 waffles.
Why are we adding in these like what ifs?
Yeah. What if?
And then what if she flipped the tables? It's like, okay, all of that's irrelevant because it didn't happen.
And I feel like, yeah, when people travel together, that's what they do. I like the first thing that comes to mind is we recently went on a trip with 2 of my best friends from nursing school. We stayed at a hotel with a breakfast. There was not a lot of outdoor tables, and we were in Florida. I wanted to sit outside because it was warm out. So we took turns like going to sit at the table and then get our breakfast. And I'm like, would they have been pissed if I made Hannah a waffle and taken it out to our table? Yeah. Like, she's paying to stay here too.
I know. It's not like there's a sign. I feel like it's just like when you're on vacation and you're in a hotel and there's a continental breakfast, like why are we letting the waffle maker like eat that deep into us, you know? To be like, another waffle? It's like, okay, we're fine.
Yes, you're the asshole.
I know. And I bet that guy was just like scared of her. And he's like, if I don't let her go, she's going to do it to me.
Or he was trying to shut her up. Like he knew that, yeah, true. He knew if he went next, she would have been like, I was in line in front of you.
Yeah. I was just dying at a second waffle. I didn't realize we were doing that. Another one? I'm like, you really thought you did something? Like, just relax.
That's just people that just like get off on saying something.
I know.
Like that guy this weekend. We we went out to the bars, went for our late night pizza afterwards. There was everyone sitting in these little booths at these little tables waiting for their food to come. A friend of ours sat down in a little booth across from someone who was already sitting there, like by accident. She goes, oh, that seat's taken. He gets up, moves over a table. The drunk boyfriend comes back, angry as hell that someone had sat in his seat. I don't know, maybe it was too warm for him. I don't know. They were both drunk. The girlfriend was like, yeah, someone sat in your seat. He knew he needed to pick a fight in that moment. And
it was going off.
He went off. It was insane. He starts yelling. So obviously Kelly was like, get out of here. Like, walk away.
From my perspective, I'm just talking to my friends about, irrelevant stuff. And then I hear this, it's like that Abby Lee Miller sound where she's like, all of a sudden, I hear this annoying voice. And then I just hear this guy going, get out of here with that eyeshadow, bitch. And I turn around and I was like, what? And then he's like, yeah, bitches. Like, but, and I'm like, I know you're not calling her a bitch, because he was pointing at the table where Erin and Rebecca were sitting. And he's like, yeah, I am. Oh, yeah, bitch. Like, get out of here. Your eyeshadow. I don't know why he was so hurt over the eyeshadow, but I was like.
Which is so funny because none of us were wearing any eyeshadow.
It was very confusing. It was a very weird thing for him to say. He was like this woman in the story, like literally looking for anything
to pick a
fight with and just get mad over, but whatever. So then, maybe it wasn't my best moment, but I did say, get the fuck out of here. You're embarrassing yourself, you fucking loser. And that set him off more. For some reason, me screaming that in his face and laughing at him while I did it did set him off. So then he started yelling about...
Wait, real quick to give context, it was like prom weekend or something. There was a ton of teenagers down the shore.
Yeah.
And while we were all out getting our post-bar pizza, they were all out just trying to be out of their houses because they can't go to the bars. This place was full of teenagers watching this happen. And they were all just like cheering for us. And every time our group laughed at this man, they all laughed. And we were like, yes, thank you, teenagers.
Yeah. The whole thing was very quick. But then this drunk guy is screaming in my face from behind me. I hear Erin go, you have food on your face. I was like, oh, perfect. I have my next line.
Because this man was yelling and he literally had crumbs on his chin.
Screaming in my face. And I'm like, I literally go, you have I don't know how I've never used this word in my life, but it just came to me and I was like, you have schmutz on your face. You guys, I shit you not. Everyone in this restaurant is dying laughing at this guy. Everyone is laughing, even the workers. And I'm like, you have schmutz on your face. You're embarrassing yourself. And then he goes, you're fucking ugly. You're fucking ugly. And I go, not you calling me ugly when you have food on your face. And then
he stops dead in his tracks.
Literally, he was so fucking funny. When I said you have schmutz on your face, he would literally, if you're watching visual, he literally goes,
wipes his face off.
And his girlfriend is like trying to hold him back. Okay, and this is the one part that's not funny, but this is the reason why he actually got kicked out. His girlfriend's trying to be like, just stop yelling at them. Stop. He physically pushes her out of the way and she almost falls down. And then I was like, oh my God, like you're actually fucking psycho. Like whatever. So then all the workers are like, get the fuck out. You're out. You're done, kicking him out. And as he's walking out, of course, he's like, you're worthless. You're a bitch. And everyone is laughing at him. Like he really thought he did something and like he was gonna hurt me with this comment. I'm like,
and for what?
I'm like, okay, you're getting laughed at by everyone in here and we're laughing at you. So like who is really like, I don't know.
It was really it.
Not that like I thought or like there was like a winner of the fight or like some stupid shit, but I'm just like, why are you picking a fight with us right now? There's absolutely no reason for this. And now you just embarrassed yourself because everyone in here is laughing at you and you just got kicked out.
I don't know what it was that set me off. I think it was the food on his face from the beginning.
I'm so glad you noticed
silently behind Kelly was like, wipe your face, sweetie. Yeah. And he just like didn't hear me, obviously.
Yeah.
Kelly was like, fix yourself. All of a sudden, like, we're worthless and we're ugly. And I know he wasn't talking to me. He was talking to you because I have too much money in my face to be worthless and ugly. I might still be ugly, but honey, I'm not worthless. I can tell you that much.
I was just like so confused because we're all just like having a fun night waiting for our freaking fried Oreos. And then I literally just hear this man screaming next to me, "Fuck you, you bitch, get out of here with your eyeshadow." And that's how it started. I literally was like, what? And then I just see him looking and pointing at her. I'm like, there's absolutely no way that you're saying this to us right now.
Yeah.
With the way that we are acting versus like what's going on in here.
I didn't realize how absurd the situation was until the whole wall was in the pizza place was like a mirror.
Oh, yeah.
And at one point I was laughing really hard and I looked up in the mirror and I saw how red my face was.
Oh, yeah.
And I looked at our friend who had originally sat in this man's seat and I thought he was crying. Like there were tears in his eyes. He was laughing so hard.
It was so funny.
It was just like this man who was also not taller than me getting off on like yelling at 3 women and 1 guy like for someone sitting on his seat.
And then immediately getting up. Like, this is how it went. Sat down. Oh, someone's sitting there. Oh, sorry. Stands up. That's what happened. And then 10 minutes later, that's when he starts screaming about how we're like ugly bitches and we need to get out with our eyeshadow. And I was like, okay, no. And I feel like if he just said it to me, I would have just been like, okay, whatever, dude. But the fact that he was like pointing at you guys and he was saying like ugly bitches, I was like, oh, absolutely not.
Yeah. Like I said, I know he wasn't talking to me. That's for damn sure.
Of course.
Or that fight would have gone in a whole other direction.
I was just like dying because when he was walking out and everyone in this restaurant is laughing, he was still going off. I don't even know.
Yeah.
But I was just like, what do you do? Okay.
Yeah,
and then
he was probably yelling his whole way home. And if anything, he got a headache out of it and we got to laugh.
And it was so funny because as soon as he walks out, he probably just thinks like the whole restaurant is like, whoa, that was crazy. Everyone is just laughing at him. Like, you're pathetic.
Yeah, that was wild. And at first I was like, is he one of these like drunk teenagers? But he had the same bar over 21 wristband we had on.
He looked like he was like 25.
Yeah, he just looked like he was weak.
Yeah, and he was weak.
Mentally and physically.
Don't worry, we put him in his place.
Done.
It's a message to all the drunk guys. Okay, don't come
all
for
the
us.
Haters.
Don't come for anyone. And honestly, I'm sad that the girl left with him.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, that scares me. Like, I wish that someone else carried him out so, like, we had a chance to be like, are you okay?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I hope that was out of character for him. Like, I don't know.
But he does sound like the kind of person that would be mad about 2 waffles.
True.
So yes, you are the asshole about picking a fight over someone making themselves a second waffle. And you are the asshole about picking a fight over someone sitting in your chair and immediately getting up and moving.
And wearing eyeshadow.
And being ugly and worthless.
Am I the asshole for still utilizing my vacation home even though my girlfriend is banned?
Probably, yeah.
My former partner and I own property in Ireland. It's where his father is from, and it ranks within both of our respective top 3 favorite places. It was his dad's engagement gift to us. He and I ended up ending things based on circumstances out of our control. Distance and timing aren't always kind, but we're still close friends, and we still co-own a vacation home in a foreign country. The one rule we made for the property was that new flames aren't allowed to be taken there. Both of us have always respected this, and it's not something that comes up much since most of the trips either of us take are family vacations where both of us are invited alongside siblings and parents. It's not exactly being used for romantic getaways. I've been seeing my current girlfriend for 8 months now. I'll be going back to Ireland this summer with my best friend and coworker and his brothers, and my girlfriend expressed interest in tagging along. She has never been to Ireland and wanted me to play tour guide. I told her that she was technically banned from the house we would all be staying in, and she was free to get a hotel if she wanted to join us. I thought it was all very lighthearted. She had heard me talking about the trip for a few weeks now and had only just begun expressing interest in attending, so I didn't think she was serious. It has turned into a big fight between us where I'm getting called the asshole for even considering going somewhere that she is banned.
I mean, yikes. At the beginning, you had me there in the beginning.
I know. That's why I have mixed feelings.
Yeah, shit. Like, okay, part one, no, you guys made it, or no, part one, you're going somewhere where your girlfriend is banned. Yeah, you're an asshole. Part two, you made an agreement with your ex not to bring flings there. You gotta stick to it. You're not the asshole.
I feel like the opposite. I feel like going somewhere that your girlfriend is banned is like, if you're dating someone for 8 months, like you're allowed to go on vacation by yourself. I feel like he becomes an asshole when she wants to go with him and he's like, oh, well, you can get a hotel, but I'll stay in the house for free. You know?
Well, yeah, for sure. That makes, I mean, I was going to go back and forth. Like, yes, you're an asshole. No, you're not. Yes, you are. No, you're not. Like, for sure, that part makes you an asshole. I feel like saying, just the tagline had me under the impression that you and I wanted to go on a trip. Mm-hmm. Only I could stay at this house, so you're cut from the trip. Done. The fact that it was a friend's outing and the person wasn't originally gonna go and like they made this plan to stay at a house that this person's not really allowed in, that does not make you an asshole in the slightest. Saying you can stay at a hotel?
Yeah.
Yikes. I mean, 8 months also is not a long time to be dating someone.
That's kind of how I feel.
Really hard to put limits on this.
I was thinking about this, though, because it's such an interesting dynamic when it comes to bringing partners on family vacations. Because I feel like our family, if you were dating someone for 8 months, most people in our family would not expect them to be on our family vacation.
They wouldn't even be considered.
Yeah, but other people, like, I mean, I'm sure if we went to our family and we were like, I really want them to go, they're paying their own way and they're joining us, it would be different.
Yeah.
But they wouldn't outward be like, and okay, let's also invite that person's boyfriend of 8 months. Like,
never.
Yeah. But then other people, like, to some families, I guess 8 months is a long time. I mean, know. I can't relate to that.
So regardless of whether or not 8 months is a long time to this person, like, they own a house with their ex. And I get that they agreed, like, oh, you can't bring your significant other or new flings. But, like, at what point does that change? Like, I know, what if you are both now married?
Yeah, because they agreed no flames. But it's like, is 8 months still considered a flame? Because I wouldn't call 8 months a flame, even though I still would consider it like a fairly new relationship.
Yeah, it's not long term, but it's certainly not a flame if they are your significant other for 8 months.
So I feel like maybe that's the time where you start to be like, okay, let me talk to my ex, my co-owner of this house, and be like, I'm going to give you the rundown. This person's coming with me. It's not a fling. It's not a flame. And you're not even going to be there.
It's also a little bit confusing that OP said we don't really bring our flames because normally when we go on vacations, it's with our parents and our siblings. I don't know what you said in that line, but something made it sound like both families were going at the same time.
Oh, I guess it's possible that they were going at the same time, but does it matter, I guess?
Well, I think it matters because, like, if your ex and their family are going at the same time as you, how soon are you going to bring around a new person? I don't know. Look, the Kardashians do it. Scott brings his girlfriend on vacation.
I know.
I'm not one of them. I'm weird about bringing people around, so I don't know.
If you made this agreement with your ex, I feel like maybe now's the time to rethink it. If you consider yourself serious with this girl of 8 months and she really wants to go, maybe now is when you bring up this conversation with your ex and your co-owner of the house. And then I feel like if you can't come to a compromise on that, like, let's say the ex and the co-owner is like, no, you're not allowed to bring her. It's like, at what point, like, now are we letting our ex determine the seriousness of our relationship? Yeah. So I feel like maybe if you can't come to a compromise, it's time to sell that house.
Right, or let your ex buy you out of it.
Yeah.
Something.
Exactly, because it's clearly not working. Right. And I feel like you can't continue to let your ex dictate the seriousness of your relationship and let her pick if this girl is considered a new flame or a serious relationship. Like, you should be telling your ex the seriousness.
Yeah. And if you're not to that point where you're going to, where everything we discussed, if you're not at that point, then you need to tell your new girlfriend, here's the situation. I don't own this house. I made these plans with friends under the impression that I would be following the house rules. You are just now asking to tag along. That wasn't something that was planned, and I don't know what to do about it, or they're not going to let you, and I'm sorry.
I think that if that is the case, then he should be going and staying in a hotel with her. Something similar happened to me in a friendship where two friends of mine, they went on a vacation and stayed at somebody's family member's house. And then they lied to me about the entire trip and like tried to hide it. And when I confronted them about it and I was like, why did you lie to me and not invite me? They were like, oh, well, we were staying with a family member. So like there wasn't enough room for like all of the friends to come. And I was like, okay, if that was me and it was like me and Rebecca going on a vacation and my choices were to either lie to Erin about it and hide the entire trip and stay for free at my aunt's house, or go on a group vacation with the three of us and everyone's included and pay a couple $100s for an Airbnb and be a good friend, I would choose that.
Yeah.
So needless to say, I'm not friends with those people anymore. And
yeah, I mean, that just comes down to idiocracy.
But isn't it the same with this guy? Like, shouldn't he be like, yeah, I'm going to let my friend stay in the house, and he should explain to her, hey, my ex, like, she's not going to be happy about it. So why don't you and I do something special and come on the trip? I'd love to have you, and we can stay in a hotel together. The friends can stay in the house for free, and we can meet up with them when we have plans together or something like that.
Yeah.
Or like do the friend trip and then be like, come after 5 days, the friends will go home and then I'll stay with you for the next 5 days or something.
I was gonna say it could get a little fishy when maybe that person needs to stay at the house for their friends to stay there.
Yeah.
And maybe the friends wouldn't be going if they didn't have a free place to stay because they can't afford a hotel.
Yeah.
Like, I think that the significant other wanting to come most definitely throws a wrench in the plans. I'm not saying that like it's totally like easy peasy for OP to just change everything.
Yeah.
Because it might not be. But that's where if you absolutely can't change the plan, you have to tell your significant other that and figure something else out with them.
Yeah. And not just like, oh, go and stay in a hotel alone in this foreign country while I stay with my friends in the comfort of my own home.
Yeah.
And I'll meet up with you, when I can.
Yeah.
Like, that is such an asshole move.
And how serious is your relationship? Does your ex know that this person is your relationship? If you're going on a friends trip, do you even know that they're actually dating this person? So we don't know if OP is a guy or a girl.
Yeah.
But it sounds like OP had an ex that was a guy and OP is now dating a girl. So somewhere along the lines, one of these was a same-sex relationship.
No, I think that I kind of assumed OP was a man and he's dating a girl now, and his ex was, like, it doesn't matter what gender his ex was.
Well, so anyway, what I was getting at with that is that there's no proof in the pudding about who they're dating. Like, if we were going on an all-girls trip and there was one guy coming, it would be like, oh, maybe that's Erin's significant other. But like maybe they're going on like a mixed thing and like that person doesn't know which one in the group they're dating.
Yeah.
Or like you don't know if they're dating a man or a woman. Like, I don't know. Like, if there's just no proof out there, they might not even know. And it's just, oh, this is my group of friends going on this trip.
I know, it's like a little weird that we have to like run every relationship by our ex. Like, it's just so weird that the ex is involved that much. I feel like you should be able to be an adult and be like, I know we made the deal. This is not a fling. This is my serious relationship, and that's that on that. And if we can't agree on that, then we can no longer share this house because it's not working anymore. And we're incompatible as co-owners.
Yeah.
But I think the answer, there's a few different answers that you could come to at this point, and none of them involve your girlfriend staying alone in a hotel in a foreign country while you stay in that house alone.
Done.
Moving on. Let's talk about another shitty friend. I feel like this could be a good transition.
Okay.
Am I the asshole for wanting my friend to turn down a surprise vacation because she already committed to plans with me beforehand? I, 24 female, and roommates with Anya, 24 female, we were friends in college and decided to rent an apartment together when we moved to the same city for work. She has been with her boyfriend Eli for a while. Lately, I've really started feeling like such a third wheel in their relationship since I went through a rough breakup with my ex. At first, she was considerate of my situation, but it just feels that she has completely disregarded my feelings and the horrible year I've had whenever Eli is around. I also don't have the best relationship with my parents, but I am going home for the 4th of July holiday in a few weeks, and I am just not comfortable going alone since my breakup. Anya promised me she would tag along for the weekend to be my support system, which I was really grateful for, but it was Eli's birthday recently, and apparently his parents planned a surprise trip to Europe that same week and invited Anya to come along too. So she informed me that she couldn't come with me me anymore because she will be joining her boyfriend's family's trip. This was such a breaking point for me because not once did she even consider her prior commitment and disregarded me at the first better offer for fun. I'm not mad that she wants to go on this vacation because she's right. It does sound like a fun opportunity, but I told her that she lacks integrity because you shouldn't go back on your promises, especially to those you care about. She told me she could make it up to me when she's back, but at this point, there's nothing she can do than just stick to her word with the promise that she made to me. She keeps saying that I'm being selfish in not wanting her to go, but genuinely, there's nothing more selfish than accepting her boyfriend's offer before even consulting me about how it would affect me by consequence. Since our conversation, she's been extremely distant, and now some of our mutual friends have started to not invite me places either, just showing Anya's pettiness to drag people into her narrative. It's been extremely difficult, and I'm not sure where to go from here, but I genuinely want to hear other opinions. Am I the asshole?
Shit.
I feel like this is hard because I agree OP's right that if the friend committed to her vacation or like trip, which was going to OP's hometown for the 4th of July, it is kind of a dick move for Anya to just go to her and be like, by the way, I can't go anymore because I got a better offer. I feel like she could have been a better friend if she went to her and was like, hey, I know I committed to you. Obviously, I care about you and I wanted to go, but I just got this offer for an amazing once-in-a-lifetime Europe trip with Eli and his family, and I really feel like I should go, you know, to get to know his family and like all the reasons why.
Yeah.
And ask if there's a way that you could make it up to her in a different way. I feel like saying that would have been less hurtful than just, oh, I can't go anymore.
I mean, God, this is so hard. I think that OP is being a little harsh on Anya by saying there's no way she can make it up to me other than sticking to the plan and the promise she made. It's like people make mistakes and plans change, and she does want to make it up to you. It's not like the situation you were saying earlier where the people lied to you about a trip and hid it from you, and then they felt bad, then they never felt bad about it. Yeah. This girl feels bad. She's like, I want to make it up to you. I am sorry that I can't do this trip anymore. But like, let's be real. What comes first? Like going to some. I mean, this is gonna sound so messed up, but like going to someone who could have a lame hometown, a boring 4th of July, or be invited, like jet set it off to Europe. Yeah, I mean,
or like someone also who's not even friends or not even close with their parents.
Right, like that could be a bad experience for both of you. Yeah, and you're missing out on. And it's a once-in-a-lifetime experience with someone who could be your future in-laws. Yeah. I don't know. That's so hard.
It does sound so horrible, but I'm just thinking, like, if it was one of my close friends and they were like, I'm not close with my family and I'm not going to have fun if I go alone to my hometown, so will you come with me? And then the other offer is a month-long trip to Europe, all expenses paid. Like, I am just as selfish as the next person. Call me Anya, because I think I'd be picking that. 100%. I hope I would go about it in a different way, but I also hope that if it was me in this situation, OP's situation, I would hope that even though I would be so let down and so sad and low-key hurt, I would hope that I would tell my friend, go to Europe. Yeah, because 100%. That is going to be way more of a positive experience, like a life-changing experience than going to some random hometown for the 4th of July, like for some family party. Like, I hate to say it. I'm so sorry.
I mean, I think you have to be open with friends like this too. Like, OP, you know, can say to her, like, I'm upset and you're not going to make it up to me. But, like, you need to lower your standards a little bit in the sense of, like, you can't expect other people in your life to bend over backwards for you. It's not Anya's fault that you and your ex broke up and that you're going through a hard time and that you don't have a good relationship with your family. And it's like, I can't even imagine how hard that must be. But at the same time, like, it's not Anya's responsibility and she's doing what she can to be a friend to you. They just need to communicate. This sounds like just terrible communication.
I also think OP has some level of internalized resentment towards Anya because she's like,
she's
now
the boyfriend.
Yeah, she's like, now I feel like a third wheel. So it's like, not only are you mourning your breakup, you're now mourning all the time that you and Anya used to spend together, but that's just life. Like everyone has gone through that where their best friend started dating someone and then you just see that person less. And that's just how life works, even though it is like really sad, but that doesn't make them a bad person. But it is very human to just form this little bit of internalized resentment towards them because you miss your friend and that's justified. But it doesn't mean that Anya's doing anything wrong.
Right.
And I think that OP could say that to her too. Like she could say to her, I just miss you. And, you know, I was looking forward to this trip and now I feel like I'm losing even more time with you. And the Europe trip sounds amazing, but TBH, like I'm jealous of you.
Right.
Even though I don't want to take it away from you, I'm jealous that you're in the relationship that makes you happy. You're getting the trip to Europe with your boyfriend's family, like while I'm alone.
Yeah.
And it's okay for her to feel like that. Still doesn't mean any of them did anything wrong, you know?
And that's where I said, you know, from the start, it all comes down to communication, whether it be like from either side of the situation.
Yeah.
It's sad. It hurts when someone picks
so
anything
sad.
over you. It obviously always hurts, but
yeah, dude, it's so sad.
It's life, you know?
I know. Also, OP doesn't seem like she's dying to go. I know this is like not the solution either, but it really doesn't seem like OP's dying to go to her family's hometown for the 4th of July. Like, so why don't you guys just like rearrange that trip or something?
Yeah, and see if you can make other fun plans for the 4th of July. Like, I don't know where you live.
Yeah.
But it sounds, you know, anywhere in this country, there's something going on for the 4th of July.
Yeah. I don't know.
Philly.
It's so hard, but I really feel like this is one of those times where you could be the good friend and do the hard thing, which is like let your friend go to Europe.
Yeah.
And even though it hurts
give
you,
them a hard time about it.
even though it's sad and it's so hard to do, like I would hope that I would be that good of a friend to just be like, you know what, go.
Yeah.
And Anya will appreciate you even more.
Yeah.
That one was kind of sad. I'm sorry.
Sorry, OP. Can't be mad at Anya.
But yeah, no, she's absolutely not turning down this Europe trip. I won't let it happen, babes. Not on my watch. Am I the asshole for turning a family vacation home into an Airbnb and charging my cousin to have her wedding there? Some background. My grandparents owned a 4-bedroom lake house with about an acre of land for about 25 years. Through the years, they hosted many family events and people visited often to get a free getaway. Last year, they wanted to move into a nice old folks home that's basically a resort. To do that and finance the rest of the years, they sold their main condo and put this up for sale. I bought it at what was a fair rate at the time, and it has since gone up in value about 25% due to the recent housing surge. I just finished with some renovations and officially got it listed on Airbnb as a side hustle. This summer, I've gotten lots of requests from family to visit and I've said no because it's being renovated. I also told them I intend to use it as an income stream, not a family vacation home. I got some pushback but held firm. Well, now my cousin just got engaged and they want to plan a wedding on a specific day that has significance to them. This will end up being over Memorial Day weekend. My cousin Jean called me and asked if they could have it at the lake house since there's so much land for an outdoor wedding, and she and her fiance met there years ago. His family is family friends with our family. I told her that I anticipate renting it out that weekend and that she can have first dibs for the days needed and sent her the link to reserve it. She then realized this would run her close to $6,000 plus deposits and service fees, so really like $8,000. She flipped out saying that this is a family event and a family house, so I shouldn't charge. Oh. She then said it should be like a wedding gift. I told her, Jean, my wedding was 3 years ago and you got me a set of knives, which I do like. It's not really fair to say that I should basically give you $6,000. She flipped, called me greedy and a terrible family member and hung up. Since this, my parents, aunt, and uncle, and one sister all told me that I was being greedy as well.
No.
My brother, who helped me with the renovations, is on my side 100%, and my grandparents told me they'd love to see a wedding there, but said they sold me the house with no conditions so they won't pressure me. But I've been getting so much flack from a few people in my family. There's an edit, but I'm just gonna go off of that first part. Excuse me?
No, excuse cousin Jean.
Where does she get off? Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
There is like literally nothing to discuss here.
No, call me greedy, but baby, I be doing the same thing.
I'm sorry, I know how much a vacation house costs, and I know how much renovations cost.
Yeah.
And I know damn well that if you buy that under the impression that you're going to have an income from it,
yeah,
you need that money to pay for it.
Also, where does Jean get off being like, oh, just let me use your house for free, even if it is a family house? That's ridiculous.
Yeah. And where does Jean get off being like sickened by the thought of $6,000 to $8,000 for a wedding venue?
Oh my God, yeah.
Have it in your own backyard, honey, if you're not paying. What venue is cheaper than that?
Yeah, that is absurd. I'm on OP's side, and I think his family is out of line.
Absolutely. Maybe you can cut her a discount. The cost of your knives.
Cut
the cost of your knives.
Yeah.
Give her a
$75 discount.
Right. I'm not asking for much. I'm asking for a $75 discount.
I feel like you could give her the service fees taken off. So like instead of her booking through the link, let's just have her pay you in cash, the $6,000. That saves her $2,000. That's a shit ton of money.
Do it under the table with no taxes.
Yeah.
I mean,
commit fraud.
Yeah.
It's really that easy.
It just seems insane that people are even even the fact that the grandparents aren't mad about it. Like, you buy a house no matter who you bought it from. You buy a house, you're now under the condition of whoever that person was that owned it.
Yeah, and it's not like the grandparents gave him this house. Like, the person bought it fully. I don't know if it's a woman or a man, but OP bought it full price.
Right.
So it doesn't even matter what it's valued at now. All that's irrelevant. He bought the house and it's his or hers. So why? Absurd. This is why I feel like when it comes to weddings, I say this on every episode because it always turns into a wedding episode, but every family member just seems to be the most entitled when it comes to weddings. Like, why do weddings seem like they should be this like groundbreaking make or break, like everyone has to bend over backwards to do me a favor? Like, no, you don't owe your cousin shit.
I can't stand the entitlement that comes with like people and their own events. Like, it's my wedding. I need you to do X, Y, and Z for me. I need you to No. It's your wedding. Yeah. Not mine, not my time, not my money, not my problem. It is yours.
I also, call me selfish, but if one of our family members came to us and was like, we want to have a wedding, can we have it at your shore house for the whole summer or like the whole weekend, this really popular weekend, even if I wasn't renting it out, I would be like,
we enjoy
it.
Exactly.
Like, it's not a business, but I would still be like, it's not ideal, or like, yeah, but can everyone pay me? Because I need to pay for all the utilities, like to clean it, to have there's so much prep and cleanup you need to do to have even just a few people over. And then it costs money to even have them over for one night, let alone an entire estate, it seems, for a bunch of wedding guests that are going to be partying the whole time. Like, this is just crazy.
And then you have to think about like the destruction that comes with that. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Realistically, if you're not in that house, like, what's going to happen if you're not there? Like, we have a few friends come down and I'm now paying double in water, double in electric. I'm stocking the refrigerator with food, alcohol, and everyone brings snacks here and drinks there. But at the end of the day, I'm dishing out a shit ton of money every weekend that we have a full house at the shore. And then I'm spending my time prepping the house before they get there and cleaning the house when I leave at the end of the day. It takes, hours at the end of every weekend for us to totally flip our house again. And it's like, how much money do I make an hour at work? You know what I mean? Like, that's basically I'm just doing work. So it's like, when you think about all these things that go into owning a house, these people just don't get it. Like, this is a vacation home, maybe. Like, if it was us, it would be a vacation home and we get the severity of the situation. But this is a rental property. This person is under the impression that they're going to have this $8,000 from this weekend to pay for all those renovations, all of those utilities that came with the renovations, everything that was done on this house. And honestly, probably the down payment and the mortgage, a lot of this is going to go towards. And you're just expecting them to give that to you for free?
Yeah. And to clarify, like, obviously, when you invite someone over, you just know that like you're going to use more utilities. Like, that's not the point. Like, the point is just that like it does cost money to have people over, especially when those people are on vacation.
Yes, for sure.
And especially when those people are on vacation at a wedding. Like, I feel like vacations are also just one of those things where people are like, who cares? It's vacation. Just do it. And then weddings are one of those things. And then those two together, it's like people just get so crazy and like do whatever the hell they want, which is fine if you're paying for the place and you're paying the security deposit and you're cleaning up when you leave.
Right.
But I don't know, this cousin Jean is just giving me the vibe that when she's leaving on Sunday night, she's not cleaning up.
Oh, absolutely.
You know,
not.
if she just thinks that she's entitled to this house, why would she then have to clean it?
Right. Absolutely. Yeah, no, Jean, honey, you got to pay for that cleaning service to come in. Most certainly not is OP owing any of this to you.
Yeah.
That's insane.
The top comment is, here's how a conversation would go with my close sibling. She says she really wants to get married at my rental property. I tell her that Memorial Day weekend brings in a chunk of money to cover the rental property bills, and I am counting on it. She responds that she knows I'm asking a lot, but can we try to work something out? I say I can do a direct rental, which saves her any fees, and I'm willing to knock off $1,500 of the rental price as my wedding gift. She says thank you.
That's
and
a generous wedding gift too, huh?
I mean, just knowing that, because Erin and I were debating buying a rental property in a beach town for this very reason. And just knowing how much money you make on holiday weekends compared to how much you're paying for this house, it's like the house is so expensive and the taxes and you make that money back during holiday weekends and like prime summer weeks. Yeah. So like I don't know, $1,500 is a lot of money when this is your business. But anyway, she says thank you and she will discuss with her fiance. End of story. That's how a conversation based in any form of reality rather than delusion would go with a close sibling. And I totally agree with that. So this isn't even a close sibling.
This person is genuinely not level-headed and they're entitled and like I don't know.
There is an update, but it's generally just saying that Jen and OP aren't close. They're one of 13 cousins. Memorial Day weekend is very popular. The current price that people have called ridiculous is based off of what the surrounding places are called. So it's really just like logistics. It's not like details to the story, but I totally agree. And I wouldn't let my cousin stay there. And you can call me selfish or greedy, but I'm going to call myself a business person.
You don't owe anyone anything.
Yeah.
Like even if you bought this house to make it your own vacation rental, like Kelly said earlier, why should you have to give up one of the best weekends of the year? I'm sorry, but they're Memorial Day to Labor Day, summer in our area, our neck of the woods is Memorial Day to Labor Day. You get Memorial Day, you get 4th of July, you get Labor Day weekend. Those are your 3 long weekends that you get at the shore if you're not using your vacation. I'm not giving that up. Sorry. Yeah. Unless the money is worth it.
I know.
Which it's for us it's not because we don't rent our house out. I'm not giving that up for anyone.
Yeah. But at the same time, like if you think that's greedy, I'm not asking anyone to do that for me.
Absolutely
I would
not.
never ask to borrow someone's massive vacation home that's their business for me to use for free for an entire weekend on a holiday weekend.
Right.
I would never do that.
Absolutely not. No. So like, don't ask me to do it.
When it comes to me giving up money, no, just kidding.
And also just like where do people get off being entitled to anyone else's anything? Like just because I own a vacation house or that person owns a rental property. What does that have anything to do with you? I'm sorry, you want a vacation house? Go buy it. You want a rental property? Go buy it. You want to have a wedding? Pay for the venue.
Yeah.
Come on, done. We're done, Cousin Jean.
It's honestly so sad when you have friends, when growing up, if they had a pool in their backyard or if their parents had a vacation house, it's like, oh, all of a sudden they have so many more friends when May comes, when June comes. And one of my best friends from my childhood, they have a beautiful pool in the backyard, and the amount of texts that he would get in high school every time June 1st hit, literally being like, you should have a pool party this weekend and we should all come. I'm like, I would literally never, even when I was 15 in high school, I wouldn't have done that.
No.
People are so entitled. I would just feel so bad using someone like that.
Yeah, but it's the damn truth.
Yeah.
The amount of people that are friends of friends, stragglers somewhere along the line that are like, how's the house?
I know.
I appreciate you asking how the house is, but is that really what you're asking?
Yeah, you're like, well, it's great. You're never going to see it, though.
Unless you're paying for Memorial Day weekend rates.
Okay, I thought this story was funny because I don't know if this person is just dumb or if they're entitled.
Usually both.
Yeah. Am I the asshole travel agent relative crashing our cruise? I just think this is so funny because I feel like this could be one of those stories where you're like, what an asshole. And you're like, oh, they just can't catch a hint. Okay. I'm trying to figure out if I'm just being sensitive. My travel agent is a relative. They chose to book the exact same cruise and are bringing along my own great grandma, a friend, and another relative. This relative is known for taking over trips and is obsessed with getting her way. The three of us were really excited to meet new people at our dining experiences, but now we are going to be assigned to their table and not get to dine with new people. Am I a jerk for being irritated that this is happening? This relative cruises at least 5 times a year and has previously expressed a general dislike for this cruise line. I feel like, based on their history, they are trying to manipulate the situation and get what they have wanted for a while, which is a cruise with my mom, who is accompanying me and a friend. Okay, I changed my mind. I think that you're so in your right to be mad, and just because they're going on the cruise with you does not mean they're going on the cruise with you. So I would just book all your own dining experiences, go and do your own thing, and when you see them on the boat, be like, oh my God, Aunt Mary from high school?
No, you can definitely MYOB on a vacation like this. We go to an all-inclusive every other year with a bunch of...
Except not anymore, because it's COVID now. Ever since COVID. We haven't done it in so long. Yeah, we haven't done it since
COVID. But we did do a lot of travel with family, extended family, family friends, and some of their extended family. Big groups of people. And we made it clear that you did not owe anyone in that group anything. We maybe did one dinner together with like the whole group each week that we did this. But otherwise, it was like, I hate to say this, but the adults hung out and the kids hung out. I know. And by kids, I mean Kelly and I and our cousins and our friends. But even then, like everyone would split off, do their own thing.
Yeah.
If we saw Cousin Jimmy at the breakfast buffet, we saw Cousin Jimmy at the breakfast buffet. Like, you can go do your own thing. Make sure you are not sat at Aunt Mary from high school's dinner table.
Yeah. I think that this is one of those things where it's like, it's really not that dramatic. Just, you're not attached to her at all. Just do your own thing. And when she's like, I booked this for us, be like, no, well, we booked it for us, and then you booked it for you.
Yeah. And if she puts you on reservations, don't show up.
Yeah, exactly. Don't show up.
Go out, live your life. Aunt Mary from high school is probably not going to go to the club after dinner. Go do that.
True. You don't owe her shit. You don't owe her anything. The overall vote was not the asshole.
No, you're not the asshole.
That one was quick, but I just needed to know the details because I feel like so many family members are entitled to like thinking that if they help you plan something, they're just a part of it now. And you're like, oh, wait, no, this is mine.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm going to come off as selfish in this episode.
I know. But also people are so entitled.
I know. It's like, imagine booking a travel agent that you didn't know. And then they're like, oh, well, we're going to come with you. And we're going to book every dinner reservation at your table. Like, would that go over well?
Well, I was just thinking of it too in the context of our mom has been talking about wanting to go to Ireland. And a coworker of mine, her in-laws live in Ireland. They're all from Ireland. And I asked her recently, like, oh, do you have a quick, like, 1 week itinerary of what I should do in Ireland? And she's like, yeah, I'll send you something. Is she gonna be like, oh, I'm coming with you and your mom?
Oh, yeah.
No.
She'll be like, so we fly out of JFK. And you're like, we?
We're gonna be in row 5, seats A, B, and C. You, me, and your mom. Like,
see, it's funny because it's like, if you liked this family member, you would probably be stoked on it. But the fact that she probably just sucks in general, you're like, great, now I'm stuck with freaking Aunt Mary.
I mean, she just wanted to go on a cruise.
Yeah, I think so too. I think you're not tied to her. Just
go live your life.
Yeah. Am I the asshole for not wanting to go on holiday the same place as my in-laws at the same time?
No. I don't want to hear the rest of the story.
This holiday was booked without prior knowledge that my in-laws would be there at the same time. It's a small spot and our hotels are literally a 10-minute walk from each other. Oh, well, that's not that crazy.
Yeah, no, I thought they were like sharing a suite.
Yeah, they're not even staying at your hotel. We all holiday for different reasons and in different ways. I holiday to get away from my life, a week in the sun, away from family, colleagues, neighbors, responsibilities, cooking, cleaning. I just want to be left alone and decompress for a few days. My other half is incredibly non-confrontational and is the sort of person who has broken down crying in scenarios where they feel stuck between two parties rather than side with one and cause upset. This holiday was a late booking, so no refunds or changes available on either the flights or the accommodation. I found out today that my parents-in-law will be there for 8 out of the 10 days we will be there. We've gone on holiday at the same time, in the same place as them before, and we were overloaded with in-person and phone requests for meetings. It resulted in me not wanting to leave our room. I wouldn't mind half as much if we didn't live 30 minutes away from each other at home. Maybe it's different in each household. I don't know. I've set my boundaries with my partner, and it's now looking like the only options are to not go and lose our money or go and be miserable and looking over our shoulders. Am I the asshole? No. But I do feel like there's a way to get around this.
Yeah, I feel like you're staying separate.
Yeah.
You can avoid
Stay
your
separate.
phone.
Yeah.
Avoid your phone. I mean, it sounds like if they're calling, making requests, it can be hard to be like you don't want to have to make up a lie as to why you can't meet up with them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, we're going to dinner at, well, we'll just come to dinner. No, just like don't answer your phone.
I would just, not answer the phone, but then also maybe schedule one meeting or one dinner with them and be like, we'll do dinner on this night.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the time is just for us.
Yeah.
And if they can't understand that, then...
And maybe be honest to an extent with them along the lines of, I'm going on vacation because I need an escape. I don't want to have to do dinner where I have to talk the whole night.
Yeah.
Or I have to entertain anyone other than myself at dinner. So it's not you, it's me. Literally.
Like literally just say exactly what you just wrote down.
Yeah.
Just say that to them. And if they get offended, be like, it's not about you. And I can't stress this enough. It's about me. And that's it.
Yeah. And like my escape from reality. And I need time to myself.
And it's not that you owe them an explanation, because it is annoying that now you have to go out of your way to give them an explanation. But they probably are just wanting to spend time with you. And I could see that, like, not every in-law is this evil person that's like, I'm going to go on my son's vacation and be a part of it. But like sometimes people are just dumb and they're just missing something, and in their heads they might have been like, oh my god, our son and his girlfriend or wife are going on vacation, we should go to a resort near them and then we can spend time with them. It'll be so fun.
It says appears they want to spend time with you.
Yeah, like it's possible that they're just doing this out of like positivity and wanting to spend time with you, and they don't even understand what they're doing. And yes, it's annoying that you now have to go and teach them a lesson because they're adults, and you have to like now be the one to explain to them that some vacations are not about spending time with family. They're just about getting away from work. But I don't know. It's like, is it really that hard to explain that to your parents-in-law and just be like, I love you so much, and I'm so glad I get to see you so often at home that this trip I literally just want to go and be by myself. And I'm so sorry if it comes off as offensive, but we can do so many activities at home outside of this vacation. I don't know. I feel like this one's like not that deep.
Honesty is the best policy.
Yeah. And if they are crazy and they're like jumping down your throat and they're mad about it, then this
Divorce.
isn't exactly. This isn't a healthy relationship anyway. So like, what are you trying to maintain?
You gotta keep them at arm's length.
Like if they're gonna attack you and be mad, then that shows that it's not a healthy relationship, and block them. Yeah.
For sure.
And go to the front desk, show them a picture and say, these people are stalking me. If you see them looking for me around the pool,
call the police.
I have a restraining order. You don't need to prove that to anyone.
Done.
This is a really quick one, but I feel like I have a strong opinion on this. This post is really long. So the post was about leaving your partner at TSA while you use TSA PreCheck and Clear, because they got in a fight over this, and I'm a strong proponent of leave them there. They can handle themselves if they're an adult, and I'm not someone's babysitter, especially not when we're in an airport. And I'm so sorry if it comes off as rude.
I'm a strong proponent of, I pay for my TSA PreCheck and I don't commit any crimes so that I can have TSA PreCheck. It's not my fault if you do. But when it's your significant other, I feel like it's a little bit different.
I don't think so. I think that, okay, I'll speak for my experience.
Your significant other left you at the gate.
Yeah. My goal in life is literally to have a partner. And this is like how I want to be able to describe my partner. I want
PreCheck.
Well, that's one of them. But I want someone who's going to be able to walk in front of me at the airport. And I feel like that goes deeper because it shows that they are able to make a plan. They can handle themselves. They understand airports and travel and how being a conscious adult human works. A lot of people can't. It probably means that they don't suffer from too much travel anxiety. And I feel like sometimes I do get travel anxiety, but I try to keep myself calm by being like, it's black and white. Like travel is literally black and white. If you miss your flight, you book another one. You know, like it's really not that crazy, even though it elicits a lot of anxiety in a lot of people. But I do my best to not get anxiety by just being so for real and black and white when it comes to traveling. And I need someone to do the same. So I'm like, I wouldn't be dating someone if they couldn't handle themselves in an airport. And I feel like I'm also at the point in my life where I travel so often alone. Like the amount of times that I've been in an airport alone for work, I can handle myself. And I'm like, the person that I'm picking to be my life partner can do the same. So if I leave you a TSA pre-check and it starts a fight, you're not the one for me.
I don't even think it's about like starting a fight. I think it's just about like, why make them wait, buy them, like hang out with them.
No, we can hang out on we just hung out on the car on the way here. You know, if you don't have TSA pre-check, that's on you. Okay. I'm going through the gate. I'm not taking my shit out of my bag. I'm not taking my cameras, my laptop.
Okay. I didn't think about
nothing.
All that.
If you don't want to get TSA pre-check, that's great. Go and wait.
No, it's not great.
No, it's great for you. Go and wait in the line for 20 minutes, an hour, whatever. I'm going to do this and then I'll see you the rest of the trip. We'll wait for 2 hours together in the terminal. We'll get on the plane. We'll sit together for the next 10 hours on the flight. We'll have the whole vacation together. You can handle yourself for 20 to 60 minutes in a TSA line. Put your headphones in. Go on TikTok, do your own thing. I'm sorry. I can't babysit people. I'll hang out with you every other minute of the vacation. Airports are like, handle yourself.
What would you do if you had pre-check and your partner didn't? There was a 3-hour line for security and you got to the airport 2 hours ahead of time for your international, whatever the recommended is.
Right.
You went through the gate, your partner got stuck and they were missing the flight. Would you get on the flight?
Okay, so my first thought wouldn't be, oh, well, they're missing the flight. I would go to the TSA gate agents and be like, this flight's about to take off and there's still people waiting, because most airports, most of the time, it will make their life easier to get you through security and get you onto your flight. That means that you're leaving the airport, there's less people, like that's their goal. So I feel like a lot of times if you explain to someone that your flight is taking off in 20 minutes, they will do their best to get you through security first. I'm not saying to rely on that, like definitely get there early enough, but no, I wouldn't if it was just a vacation. Like if we were just flying to the Bahamas to get to our all-inclusive resort, I would surely be annoyed, but I would know that it's not my partner's fault and we would figure it out together. If it was like a work trip where they were just coming on it with me to like be along for the ride, yes, I would go. Or if it was like my cousins or like my family member's destination wedding, and I knew that the only way I would get there is to get on this flight and they're going to get there late and miss the wedding. Like, I feel like I would talk to them. I would call them and be like, all right, what are we going to do? Let's figure it out.
Yeah.
Because I need to go to this wedding, or I guess I don't need to go, but I would like to go. Like, how upset are you going to be if I go alone? How upset am I going to be if I have to go alone? Like, that kind of thing. Do we just skip it together? No, I wouldn't just automatically get on the flight, but I feel like that comes with open and honest communication, which it seems like so many people are scared to do. And I feel like a lot of people are like also scared to travel, and they're like, well, how could you leave someone? How could you leave your partner? And it's like, okay, my partner is going to be a competent adult. Like, you can handle yourself in a security line, and like we can handle when like bumps in the road happen when it comes to travel. So that's how I would live in my relationship. I know that some people are not comfortable traveling alone, but that just wouldn't be like my partner, I think.
Yeah.
So I would never, also to clarify, I would never get mad at somebody for leaving me. In fact, I've traveled many times with friends to like other countries too, that had global entry and TSA pre-check before I did. And they went right in that line and I went right in this one. They said, oh, I'll see you when you get through. Mm-hmm. And did I complain? No.
Yeah.
It didn't enhance my experience. It didn't make my experience worse. Like, it's really not that bad.
I feel like I would never think twice about it if someone left me at the gate, but I would feel guilt if I left someone else at the gate. Like when we went away for my birthday this year, we always do a trip for my birthday.
Yeah.
To be fair, my birthday is in January and it's usually an excuse for everyone to want to get a warm vacation in. But we went away for my birthday this year, and I think of the 6 or 7 of us on our flight, maybe 2 didn't have TSA pre-check. Luckily, they weren't checking bags because that's what ended up taking way longer than the security line. So everyone, myself and one other friend that has pre-check, stood in the bag drop line and just kind of sent everyone else through. Had we gotten there and had there been a long line at security, I would have had crippling guilt. Being like, my friends are coming on this trip for my birthday and I'm leaving them at the security gate line. What if they don't make the flight and this is all my fault? We should have gotten to the airport sooner. What am I going to do?
See, I feel like, though,
not that they would be thinking that.
Yeah.
But I would think that.
I wouldn't think that, because I just think that anyone, like most of my friends, you just know that going through security comes with the territory. Like, they know that they have to wait through security if you're going to go to an airport.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's this shocking thing where, like, you get to the airport and you're like, and everyone knows, I'll speak for my friend group. Everyone in my friend group knows that TSA PreCheck exists. Yeah. And some people have it and some people don't. Yeah. And anyone who wants to have it, for the most part, can have it. So, like,
with an asterisk.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, I don't know. I just don't think it's that big of a deal. Like, they know what they signed up for, and so do I. And I'm so sorry. Like, I cannot take all my stuff out of my bag.
Okay, I didn't think about that aspect of it. Like, no, I don't want to take my liquids, my camera, my laptop out of my bag, because we generally travel with a lot of electronics and liquids. Because if there's anything important to us, it's a camera and sunscreen.
I know.
But yeah, I guess I didn't think about that like that. And I don't want to take my shoes and socks off.
Yeah.
I don't want a wart on the bottom of my foot.
It also it makes everyone's life easier. Like, the more people that have TSA PreCheck, the easier everyone's life is. Because
less people are in the security
line.
Yeah.
Exactly. There's less lines, less foot traffic, less work for the TSA agents that are going through and have to manually scan all the cameras and all the bullshit. Like, it makes everyone's life easier to get into your own line, do your own thing, meet up after, and everyone's happy.
And I would like to say you're welcome to everyone who's in an airport line behind me that I did get TSA PreCheck, because I 95% of the time had to get my hair and back patted down to make sure there was nothing in it. If I had my hair up in a big thing, they usually made me take it out. I don't know if I look suspicious or if by chance I'm just always pulled, or if they really just have to check my hair because I have that much hair.
Yeah. It comes up as like a different color, I think, on the, like, if
your
you have
hair.
Yeah, they're not just checking it because they feel like it. Like, I'm
not saying they feel like it. I'm saying, do I A, look suspicious?
No, I'm
B,
saying on the monitor it comes up as like something that's not just like loose strands of hair. Like, if you have your hair in a bun, it looks like a solid object.
No, but if I wear my hair down, which I do a lot when I travel because I get a headache if it's up for too long, they like pat my back down.
Yeah, I feel like it's just like procedure. The more hair you have, the easier it is to hide something in it. I would know from experience. I feel like this episode is just like me alluding to like committing crimes. I have TSA PreCheck, so I've never committed a crime in an airport. Yeah, I don't think it's that big of a deal. I think leave your partners at TSA and get on the flight without them.
And I'm so sorry to my friends if I ever leave you at I don't have a partner to worry about, but if I ever leave my friends at TSA and I go through, someone told me to, and I'm sorry, and I feel bad about it. But that's why I should check a bag and you shouldn't, so that you can go up ahead of me and I can catch up to you.
I'll also say that if anyone ever wants to leave me, like, let's say my TSA PreCheck expires before I renew, go right ahead through that line and I will go in the long line, and I'm not going to complain and I'm not going to be mad.
Yeah.
So I stand by my decision. Call me selfish. I don't care.
I don't think it's selfish. I just think that it would make me feel guilty because I'm a psycho.
I guess like it's just happened to me so many times that I'm like, I don't care. I know that going through security is just a part of traveling. And if I didn't want to do it, then I wouldn't have booked this trip.
But I also get guilt when I get people to do things for me. Like, as much as I do drag my friends away from my birthday trip every year, I'm like, oh, they did this for me, even though they are doing it for a vacation for themselves.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I left them at TSA and they did this for me and I feel like a bad person.
It's fine.
I lose sleep over things, okay? It's called anxiety.
Okay, the last one is just kind of funny, but I just thought it was an interesting story that is very unique and doesn't happen to most people. Am I the asshole for cussing a guy out after he chummed the water we were diving in to attract sharks? A group of mates and I go out fishing and diving a few times a year. There are 4 core mates, but usually a couple extras tag along as well. Male 24, Darren, was allowed to come again after a mishap happened to us because he was casting like a loon last time he was allowed to come. I voted against it, but everyone else was fine to give him a second chance, so he got the invite. We went to a southern coast to do some snorkeling and spearfishing. The spot is known for sharks, but Michael had been there a few times before and swore by it, and we trust him. We all hopped into the boat and went out to the spot, but Darren decided against diving and wanted to stay on the boat and fish, so we said go for gold, and the rest of us jumped in. I was actually relieved by this because I did not trust him with a spear gun. We'd been in the water about 5 to 10 minutes when I noticed a red color in the water. My heart sank, immediately thinking the worst, and my dive partner and I immediately went to the surface to look around. We started swimming for the boat and noticed a commotion, which in my mind confirmed my fears, but when I climbed on, the others were on board and looked fine. I was still panicked and asked about the blood in the water and whose it was. That's when Michael told us that Darren fucking chummed the water with some blackened up mullet to attract sharks to catch. I went the F off. I honestly can't remember what I said exactly, but it was along the lines of him being the dumbest person to ever be shat onto this planet. Darren tried explaining that he wanted to catch something big to impress us since he was still feeling insecure about the last time I said he wasn't good enough. You risked our lives to boost your ego? How can I trust someone like that to be around? He went home early shortly after we got back to shore, and the rest of us said good riddance, but Michael brought up that he didn't mean to put us in harm's way and that he just wanted to fit in.
What was he meaning to do when he put Chum in the water?
He was meaning to attract sharks so that he could catch it and impress them. I personally don't feel like an asshole, but it's true that he didn't have any bad intentions. I also know I'm biased as I already had a low opinion of Darren going into this, so I thought I'd hand the judgment over to you. Am I the asshole for yelling at a guy for attracting sharks to the water we were diving in?
No, there's one asshole on that trip, and it's Darren.
Darren's an idiot. I hate to say it. Actually, I don't. He's such an idiot, and I would do the same thing, and I feel like you don't have to be a fishing expert to know that food makes sharks aggressive. Animals aggressive in general.
What are we doing?
Wild animals.
I'm not saying I don't want to see a shark in the flesh. I'm saying I don't want an angry, aggressive, hungry shark while I'm alone in the water with nothing to defend myself.
And being in bloody water, sharks can't even see. Like, they're just going off what they smell. If it was clear water, you would be able to see the shark coming. They would be able to see you. This is horrible. I mean,
what have you learned in school, Darren?
Of course OP's not the asshole, and Darren is an idiot.
Darren, you're worthless and you're ugly.
I know that story is like so, it's like, am I the asshole? No, you're not. There's not much to say. But I just thought it was so interesting because so few people, I feel like, have experienced something like that.
Yeah. Rightfully so.
Yeah. So few people have been diving with sharks while some idiot on the boat threw chum in the water in order to attract sharks.
Thank God so few people have been through this. Yeah, no, there is not much to discuss. Darren, you're a fucking idiot. I'm sorry that this happened to OP. Do I want to go swimming with a shark someday? Yes. If someone throws chum in the water, you're dead. You're done. You're canceled. You're going in.
You're done. You're done. And Darren's never getting invited back on this fishing boat. Obviously, the overall vote was not the asshole. Darren's dumb. Be safe out there, kids. Be safe on your vacations. Don't throw chum in the water when your friends are in the water. You know what? That's all the advice I have.
And you know what I would do? I would leave Derek at the TSA pre-check.
Darren can go sit in the long line and get on that flight without him.
I wish he missed his first flight.
Thank you guys so much for listening to our podcast. Hopefully I didn't come off as a selfish asshole, but I think I stand by what I said.
I feel like we came off probably a little selfish in this episode.
Yeah. I was like, I wouldn't give up money for my family. I would leave my significant other at the TSA pre-check line and I would feel no remorse.
And I would throw chum in the water if my friends were swimming in it.
And I stand by that.
The end.
Period. Thank you so much for listening to our podcast. We hope you liked it. I hope you have a great summer and we will see you in the fall. And also every week until then. We love you. We appreciate you. See you in the next one. Bye!